Hello everyone. So in this video we'll be creating a simple video manager application with Laravel and Vue.js. We will be using the YouTube search API to get our videos. So this is how the final app will look like. So you can type a search option. Let's type Vue and press enter. So you can see, and you can go to a single video. We're using Vuetify for the front end. So you can create a playlist. This user has 5 playlists here. So let's add one more playlist. So view playlist. And click on add. You can see it shows here. And you can add this video to the playlist by clicking on the name of the playlist. And you see the notification here, video added. That's closed. So let's close that. Let's close the model. And you can view your playlists. So this is the new playlist we created, and this is the video we have inside, and these are the other playlists. I use Vuetify to do this. Okay, and also you can also comment on the video. We'll be using real-time comments. We're using Pusher to implement the real-time comment. So let me show you that. So this is another user. I think this is Kelly. So they are on the same they are watching the same video, Vue.js 2.0 in 60 minutes. So when he comments here, let's write something great, and he submits it. You can see it came here and it came here at the same time, which is real time. We'll be using Pusher to do that. So let me show you again. This user will comment now. Click on submit. You can see they came here and came here at the same time. So that's how it will be. We'll be using Pusher to achieve that. I will show you why we go along. So that's the final application. If there are any other more things, we'll add them as we go along. So we'll start with the authentication system. We'll be using Laravel to handle that. And in Laravel, we'll be using a package called Passport to handle the authentication. Passport is a token-based authentication system. So I will show you how we do that. Okay, so let's start. So I like to run this command to get a fresh Laravel installation. So after you run it, let's configure the database. So we'll call it video app, and username is root, and there is no password. So let's create the database. Okay, we call it video app. Let's create that. Database has been created. So the first step is to run this command. Composer require Laravel Passport. That's to install Passport package. I've already done that. behind the scene. I did that behind the scenes because it takes so much time. So after that, we'll run php artisan migrates. So we'll run php artisan migrates. Alright, let's wait for it to migrate. Alright, migration table created successfully. Okay, let's look at the tables it created for us. So these are the tables it's created for us because of that passport that we installed. So you can see them. So according to the after migrating, we'll run php artisan passport install. Just follow these steps and it will be very easy for you. Okay, then after that, what else is the documentation saying? And in the user model, we are to add this as API tokens. So let's do that. We'll do that here. And we also have to import it. Alright, so after that, we have to go to auth service provider and what do you see, passport route. We have to add this there. Auth service provider is here. Alright. Okay, so we also have to do this since we are using only the password grant option. So we'll do this. Alright, so this ensures that the only routes that are generated are the ones that are the password grants. Okay, so let's check PHP artisan route list to see our routes. Okay, our passport, we have an error. So in the auth service provider, we have to import this file so that this line of code will work well. So let's see our route list one more time. Alright, so let me expand it. So this is the route that we are looking for. This posts to OAuth token. So that's the route we are looking for, that we need. Alright, so let's post to this route. that route I showed you, post this route. We'll be using Postman to do to try it out. So this is the route that we are posting to. So make sure you run php at and save. See, I ran mine, so my application is running on this port. So make sure you run it before you test it. So this is the endpoint that we are meant to hit, and you add your headers, accept application JSON, and this. Then it needs a body. The body will have a grant type. Sorry, and the password and client ID. The client ID will get that from the database. You go to this database here. Go to auth clients table, and this we will be using ID2. So this is the secrets. We need this here, so let's copy it. Okay, the client ID will be 2. Then client, secrets. That code we copied. Then username. Okay, for username, let's create 2 users in the database. So let's do php at sam tinker. So we'll do like this factory. So let's create one user. So let's create another one. Alright. So let's check that out. Oh, this is the wrong database. Why am I always making this mistake? So these are the 2 users we created. So let's use this. Let's use user 2. Primarily. Okay, the reason we have this error is we have some typos here. This should be password, and here should be, I think, secret. So when we send it, you can see this token that it's returned for us. Wow, why is Postman doing like this? Okay, so it returned this token for us, access token, which will store in the front end to make subsequent requests. Okay, that's okay. Alright, so we'll make a get request to this route. We'll make a get request, and it should return the user. We'll pass the token that we just got. So let's do that. Let's copy this. cb/api/user, and we need to add the headers. assets application JSON, and we need to add the token that we just got, and this is how we'll do it. Say bearer with space, and let's get that token that if everything works well, we should return the user, the logged in user. So we'll give a space and we'll put it there. Okay, I think we have an error. Okay, the reason for this error is that we need to change something in our config auth.php file. So this is it, you find it here, config auth.php. Over here in the API driver, we'll change it to passport. I forgot to do that. It's written in the documentation, so I forgot to do that here. So when we do that and we hit this endpoint, it should return the user to us. Cool. So this is the user, Professor Jeff, and this is email. So that's good. Okay, so we'll create a new controller, auth controller, with a method login. So let's do that. Okay. Say PHP artisan. Alright, so let's create the route. We'll do that over here. We're posting to login. Let's go to the auth controller. So look for a method for login there. Alright, so let's create this method in the auth controller. Say public Okay, so I pasted this block of code. So this is the code that will make the request to the endpoint. So when we go to this endpoint API/login, this is the code that will be activated. So let's test it in Postman. So we'll go to, we won't need to go to this route anymore. Since we'll go to API/login instead, and we'll output. We won't need all this anymore. Let's just delete them. We'll need only email and password, not and when we log in, it should give us our access token. Alright, okay. Alright, so we forgot to include these 4 packages, so make sure you add them: the user model, carbon, auth, and hash. And also here we need to do this. Alright, so let's test it to see if it will return the token. So you can see it returned the token for us, which we will store in the front end for subsequent requests. So I hope you are following. I know it's a bit confusing. Okay, so we've gotten the token. So let's create a new route to register a new user. We'll do that here. So it will just be like this. We'll call it to register. And you go to a method called register. So we'll create that in the auth controller. Okay, so this is the method for register. It will first we'll validate the fields, and after that we create a user and return it. So let's test that endpoint. We'll go to API/register, and so we need a name now. Let's call him Barry. Barry at alright, so let's test it. So it is returned the new user. That this is the new user that we just created. You can check the database to see it. Okay, so this is the new, let's see the new user that was created. So this is a Barry. So log in with this user Barry, and let's see whether it will return the token for us. So log in with the email and the password. It should return the access token. So you can see it has returned it. So whenever we hit this login endpoint in the front end, when it returns this token, we'll save it in local storage. Okay, so let's create a route for logging out. And what logout does is that in this table, it goes to this auth access tokens table, and it looks for the ID that it wants to log out 3, and it deletes it. It deletes this row. If it's user ID 2, it deletes 1, 2, 3. So that's how the login works. So let's create a route for login, for logout. Sorry. We'll do that here. And the logout route, you have the auth API middleware. This. So we can get this. For future, let's make it a group. So we'll go to the auth controller and create a method called logout. Alright, so let's create this method in the auth controller. Logout. Alright, so this is how to be. We'll get the logged in user. Do it like these tokens. Sorry. have two parameters, token and the key. This is to delete that record of the logged in user. And J tokens delete. That's it. Then return a JSON. I don't know why I'm making this error. Let's also logged out successfully. Alright, so let's test it. Alright, so let's test this logout route to see if it's working, if it work well. We'll use Postman again and we'll go to API which logout, and we don't need all this. Just the headers. The headers will accept JSON and authorization. So we need that. In the back, we put that API there. I'll copy this access token here. Oh, that was good that we didn't delete it. No? This access token for Barry. Paste it here. And you can see logged out successfully. So we are done with passport passport in the backend. In the next video we'll hit this endpoint, the login and register endpoint, and when we hit the login endpoint we'll store the access token in local storage for making subsequent requests. So see you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching.